faithful and a wise woman.
Fearless. Enthusiastic about life.
She's ferocious and opinionated.
Very, very interesting.
One fond memory I have, fond and terrifying at the same time, is the Future Miss scholarship pageant that you enrolled me in. I can't remember how old I was, probably 12 or 13. I'm sure that it was your idea. I don't ever remember coming to you being like, I want to be in a scholarship pageant. And I'm saying scholarship because that's what they say rather than beauty pageant. But you put me in that, you took me, enrolled me, bought me outfits, coached me, encouraged me. I was a terrified little girl, but you knew that I liked dancing and I liked performing, and that you know, that I was very smart and could give, you know, could orate at the time. And I got second place in the speech competition and first place in scholarship competition. And I remember that having that sense of self-worth, and you know, that you instilled that in me, and that's probably one of the best things that I remember about you as a child.
We were driving home from church, I think one day. It was Ben and Davey and I in the car, and we hit a bird, and Mom did not want to stop because we hit the bird, but because we were all so sad that the bird was dying, she stopped the car and got out and looked at the bird and, you know, was trying to talk to us about life and death and how the bird had had a long, good life, but it was going to a better place now and that sort of thing. And I remember we're all so sad, and then we get back in the car and we're driving back, and I go, Mom, can we please go get some ice cream because we're all feeling so bad? And so Mom just had to laugh at me because I was trying to use it as an excuse to get ice cream.
Once Ben and I were engaged and we were planning the wedding, because we did it out here in Maryland, a lot of times my mom couldn't be there, and so my mom-in-law did a lot of the things that a mother would do, going on site visits and helping figuring it out where we would do the wedding and helping with invitations and everything. It was really great.
She goes above and beyond in so many ways. I've had a couple of cross-country trips where I've had to travel or to move, and I was planning on doing it by myself, and Mom immediately volunteers to come help and to be with me on a cross-country trip, even though she didn't drive the truck with the trailer, but she was there, and that just made it easier. You know, she helped me move out to Seattle when I was moving from North Dakota to Seattle, and it was incredible. She got it done.
Mom is a wonderful friend, and she's very caring and giving, and it really touches me how much she gives to other people.
She has one thing that I probably lack a lot, and that's ferocity. And it's amazing, like, what she's been able to do over the course of her life.
She is dedicated to you, and she's a loyal ally, and she's a very strong supporter of you, of me.
What I admire about Mom is her very do-it-yourselfness and how good she is at it. She sewed the slipcovers to our entire furniture set, and it looked so professional and so well done.
My mom is an engineer. She's a tech support person at the house. She's the one that deals with the old computers, the you know, the routers, the wireless network in the house. She's the one that sets everything up. And it's just amazing how much knowledge she has in the engineering space. You know, she's part of the IEEE, and I don't think that it's a side effect of her working for an engineering and networking company. I really don't. I think that she has a passion and interest for everything in the world, and that whatever she sets her mind to, she immediately becomes, you know, extremely good at.
My favorite thing about you is just how fearless you were, I think. You were always extremely fun, and I have this distinct memory of us being outside in the backyard, and I was scared of a bee because the bee was buzzing around. And you just grabbed the bee and squished it in your hand right there. And I remember just being in awe of how awesome that was.
About their Aji, and that's that she has overcome so much adversity and so much difficulty in her life to prepare a place for you to achieve great things. And certainly that's how I feel about her and what she did for me so that I could grow up and I could go to college and I could be a successful person. The reason that you are here in the United States, children, the reason that you are American citizens is because my mother came to this country when she was 13, and you know, you can kind of see throughout this video where she lived and where she grew up and the hardships that she had to endure and the very difficult struggle it was growing up as an immigrant, as a poor person. How hard it was, but the focus was to go to college, and she did. She went to college. How hard it was when her father died, and you know, she made every attempt to make sure that we have a life that is, you know, I guess prosperous, but that we have every chance that we could possibly have, and that we don't have the same adversities as she did.
Sometimes it's hard to remember now when we are, you know, very comparatively well off and living in Columbia, Maryland, and have a nice house and nice things, and Mom's been very successful in business, to forget where we came from and where she came from in particular, growing up poor in Guyana, South America, and then moving into Harlem, New York, and all these wonderful things about her life, you know, how she, you know, wasn't allowed to talk to boys even, not much less date, how, you know, her family, how they all lived in a tiny apartment together, this giant family, and everything like that, and it's easy to forget that, seeing where we are now.
One thing that you should know about your grandmother is that she always believes in pursuing your dreams, and that there are no limits to anything. If you find something you want to do, you have to work hard. You have to make opportunities for yourselves, and you have to be persevere and be determined. That's who your grandmother is, and I think that I have learned a lot from it, and I hope you do.
Grandmother potential, which has been amply demonstrated these past year or so by a couple of grand animals. First came Nimbus, the girl's cat, who kind of decided to tear up the house, and so Mom fearlessly covered the house, covered all of the scratchable surfaces, and just kept right on going. And then Nimbus was ousted by Winston, who's come to live here on an almost semi-permanent basis, and she's been very good with him. For somebody who said that wasn't really a dog person, not really used to pets, she's been really great. And it's very obvious from seeing videos of her as a young mother, and then seeing how she is with her grandpets, that she's going to be a really good grandmother.
I just want to say that I love you very, very much. I would not be the person I am today without you. I would not have traveled across continents without you instilling a sense of self-confidence in me, and empowerment and ambition, and the idea that it's okay to pursue your dreams. So I thank you for that, and I love you.
I love you so much, and I hope as you're watching this that, you know, you remember these times, and that, you know, it makes you happy, but remember that no matter what, I love you so much, and you are the best mom in the world, and no one could ever compete with you.
Just wanted to tell you that you're an amazing aunt, and I'm really glad that we've gotten to get a lot closer over these past few years just because of you letting me work out here in the summer.
Thank you so much for being my mother. Thank you so much for doing everything you've done, for just being such an amazing woman. I love you.
I love you, Angie.